Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Andy's Shed Live, this time for Sunday the 19th of January 2020. Hello and welcome to the show, and well, have you had a good week? I hope you have. Now, after last week where we didn't do much about telephones, where we were talking about stuff that I found on the beach while metal detecting and all that kind of thing, we thought we'd have a change this week and go back to the old telephones, and that is exactly what we are going to do by showing you this. Now, this is what some people call a Dawn here in the UK. Other people call it a pancake telephone because it's sort of round and fairly flattish, a bit like a pancake. It was part of the special range phones that came out here in the UK in the 1980s and was issued with the new style plug and socket. If I grab hold of the end of the cord here, there is the classic UK plug that we use to this day. So here it is, here is the phone. I'll take it handset off and we'll have a look underneath, and there you can see the green approved sticker. There is something there, it says, I believe it says made in the UK, but I can't read the rest of it on there. But it is a pancake phone. It's got a adjuster for the bells, so you can put them on quiet or loud, but that's about all there is to it, really. Now, one thing that's quite interesting about this is how do you get into it. There are some screws under here, 1, 2, 3 there. So let's take it apart and have a look inside and see what we can do. Okay, so I'll get my trusty little screwdriver and we'll try taking these 3 screws out, which are indeed the only screws under there. Now, normally when I open a phone up like this, I normally kind of cheat, because by the time we go on air I've normally done it before, but on this occasion I haven't. I have never opened one of these up before, I've never owned one before, so this is all new to me, and some of you out there are probably shouting at me, telling me that I'm taking the wrong screws out or something, but these are the only screws I can find on the outside. They feel like they're retained, and I see what happens now. That removes this outer bezel thing. Right, so then you've got to put the line cord through that. So I'll find all the cord and just pull it through the centre of that. Here it is. It's a bit like a trim phone cord, you see. It has got a curly cord bit on the end of it where you plug it into the wall. So that's that. So we can now get this bezel out of the way for the time being. And now, what have we got now? I see now, it just pops out of the housing like that. So then you can take that bit of housing out of the way, and that is what you end up with. That comes apart surprisingly easily. That's one of the easiest phones to take apart I think I've ever done. So here we are. So this is your hook switch. Here's the bell, very similar bell to in a Contempra, because I believe these, like the Contempras, were also made by Northern Electric. and you can see certain bits in it that look very British Telecom, or it would have been at the time. You see there's a potted capacitor and that there, and you know, these are all sort of standard parts to the post office stroke telecom, and that it's a very northern telecom dial on it, slightly different to what they put on the Contempra, of course, because the Contempra has a special small dial. But yeah, look at the size of the stuff on the back of the dial. There's quite a lot of stuff on the back of there, all mounted on a sort of flat plate. So it's a very interesting sort of dial. And the dial is mounted to the phone, by the looks of it, by two screws, one at this side and one at this side, which I don't think you have to take out, but you just loosen, and then it looks like the dial will lift up. So I'll just loosen that one, and I'll loosen this one as well. And then there's two little plastic pegs through holes here and here as well. So if I then sort of splay that out a bit, I think the dial will lift out of there, and it will. I'll just undo that a little bit more, I think. Like that, and out it comes, and there's the back of the dial. And as you can see, it's got various wires. It's got a blue, a green, a white and a red, and it's got two whites actually, so it's got a blue, a red, a green and two whites, one white going that way, one white going that way. So that's what it's got, and underneath the dial there, that switch is actually, they are actually the contacts operated by the hook switch. See there. So this is the telephone gubbins here. This will be an induction coil here. Looks like the same, or if not very similar, induction coil to what you would get on a 700 series phone, on like a 746, something like that. So they look like fairly standard components. I believe that blue thing in there, I believe that is a regulator similar to the regulator in a trim phone. Again, maybe exactly the same. So yeah, it's a thing of its time. One bell coil, of course, here, which, as I'm looking at it, oh, the connections go from the inner edge of it. I don't know if you can see that in there. They go from that way out to these pins here. I didn't think there were any wires on it when I first looked at it, but there are. And look at the amount of dirt in here. Look at all this dirt and gunge in here. You know, quite a lot of dirt there, and I think it's basically because there's holes in the base down here where the dirt can get in. One single bell, as you can see, and one single clapper. The bell arrangement is very similar to on a Contempra, or at least on some Contempras, because some are different to others. But that is basically what you've got there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this dial back in. If I can. It only goes at one angle because of those plastic pins that I have to locate. And then you can just do it up again like that. So I'll turn it round a minute while I do this side. And there we go. Those ones are in. Let's give the dial a try. Remember, the way you time it is you put, my phone's going mad now, the way you time it is you put your finger in the 0 down here, you go right round to the finger stop, and then once you let go you say 1001 to yourself, and you should finish speaking as the dial stops turning. So 1001, and there it is, it's about right. Okay, so it all looks good. It looks like the clapper's going to hit the bells nicely. So a bit dusty and dirty inside down here, but apart from that it all looks a-okay. So I think we'll put it back together, shall we? See how easy it goes back together, because it came apart quite easy. So let's see how it goes back together. Right, so I need the top cover again, and obviously the top cover can only go one way around on this, so that's got to go on somehow like that, and that just sits on. Then I take this bezel again, got to turn the whole lot upside down. Now there's a cutout in this bezel, just here. So let's have a look. So I'm guessing that's probably something to do with where the line cord comes through. So if I turn this upside down, now you can see the line cord goes through there. Now remember, I've got to put this on that way up, and this will kind of pretty much touch the floor, so that is where your line cord comes through like that. So I've got to put this cord through the middle of here again. So if you can see this, I'll pull that back through, and it's quite a long cord on this. Like that, so that's through the middle there. Then these long screws line up in the 3 holes like that, and then that bit in the bezel there, you see that cutaway is in line with this through here where the cord sits when the phone is on the desk, so you're not trapping the cord. So that's back on there now. Where's my screwdriver gone? And we can put these 3 screws back in. Like so. Oh, what I have done, got to be careful because the little cutout there for the handset cord, so make sure the handset cord goes in that little cutout there, otherwise these won't screw up properly. And there you go, up there, all nice and tight now, and the thing is now all back together when I untangle it, like so. So there you have it. That is the Dawn, or the Pancake phone, or whatever you like to call it. Right, shall we see if it works? Let's give it a try. Right, so I've just got to plug it in somewhere. Find a thing for it to plug into. There we go. Right, and I believe it's on 23 3 it is, and there it goes. You can hear it ringing. There you go. Okay. Oops. I'm dropping the receiver on it. Now, I wonder if I think there might be a fault on it, because when I blow into this phone that I called on, I can hear it in the Dawn's handset, but when I blow into the Dawn's microphone, I can't hear it in the black handset. No, I can't hear that. So let's ring off the Dawn and see what happens. Okay, so it is 21, I think, that I want to call, so... Okay, we'll try again. And I can hear this time in it. I can actually hear it. If I blow into this now and listen on the black one, I can hear it both ways round. So it would appear, working. Let's just try it one more time. Right, I've managed to pick it up this time. Yeah, that's working. So it is working after all, which is rather good, I think you'll find. So that is the Dawn, or the Pancake phone, or whatever you like to call it. It's a thing of the 1980s here in the UK. I don't know if these were anywhere else in the world. I don't know if anywhere else had these. If you happen to know if anywhere else had this phone, get in touch and yeah, let me know. If you want to get in touch with us, the way to do it is to go via the website, and here's the web address. It's andyshed.coilpress.net. As we said the other week, remember the website is having a makeover or two at the moment. We are in the process of doing that, so although there should be all the back episodes on there, they're not all on there at the moment, but more and more episodes of Andy's Shed Live you will be able to find on there as time goes on. And if you enjoy these videos, give us a like and give us a subscribe on YouTube, and give us a subscribe if you're watching on Library as well, and maybe even tip us a few library credits, because that really does help a lot. But whatever platform you're watching on, another way you can support us for just $1 a month is via Patreon. And here is the Patreon address if you'd like to give it a go. It's www.patreon.com/AndyShed. And the more people who support us on Patreon, quite simply, the more time we can put into making videos like this for you to enjoy. So, I hope you've enjoyed this quick episode of Andy's Shed Live. We will be back, same time, same place next week. Maybe even a little bit early, because we were a little bit late this week. We're normally on around about 6:30, but we were a little bit late this week. But as I say, if you've enjoyed the show, leave comments or whatever if you're watching on YouTube and whatnot. And if you want to get in touch with us, once again, here's the website where you can find a contact us form, andyshed.coilpress.net. But from me for now, have a fantastic week ahead, and until next week, thanks for watching.